All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 89. Today on the show, Jonah Hill's ex leaked some texts. We are going to go over some do's and don'ts of dating. Then, lots of people are losing their shit at the airport lately. We're going to go over what's going on there. Then after that, trans people continue to do whatever they want, this time at the Miss Universe contest and on YouTube. And last but not least, we have a new technique for how to get out of a robbery unscathed. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 89, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy.
All right, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Public Square. Guys, Public Square has become the #1 app for finding America First patriotic companies in your area. The app is free to download. They sponsor the show, and it's a fantastic product. I will never waste your time with non-fantastic products. You can go check out the app, which is free to download. You can find restaurants in your area that only buy local. You can find coffee shops that don't enforce COVID vaccine mandates or make you wear a mask or fire people for not getting the vaccine, stuff like that. It's a database for America First patriotic companies in your area. It's growing fast. The community is growing. You can download the app today and add your own business. You can get involved in the community tabs and meet like-minded people in your area. And most importantly, we can build the infrastructure we need to put our future in our own hands. We need to stop buying from companies that hate our guts and start aligning with people who share our America First values. PublicSQ.com is the website. Go there today. Get the app. Links in the description. Let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to our sponsors and welcome to our first Tuesday episode.
Feels good.
Ding, ding, ding. Tuesday, housekeeping. Very important housekeeping to get to. 2 pages.
2 pages. That's what I was waiting on.
So make sure you guys like this post. Give us a little tickle, juice the algorithm, tickle the post, likes, comments, tickle, tickle. And make sure your notifications are on because shows are now coming Tuesdays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. There's obviously going to be no doppelgangers this week. We're going to do those on Fridays. But if we were to do doppelgangers, we have a couple. Me as the garbage man.
Yeah, this, I would say, arguably is the closest to your actual face that I've ever seen.
That actually looks, I'm looking at it from an angle, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a glare in the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's me.
Yeah.
Especially this part right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this. Like
Exactly.
the chipmunk cheeks and the stupid fat head and the round.
You're nailing it.
Yeah.
And then
That actually, that guy comes from where I come from.
I know it's scary. That's your stock.
Should we contact him?
Let's just leave it. Let's just
Yeah.
run parallel lives and see where you both end up at the end.
Just call him and be like, hey man, bad news.
Yeah.
You look exactly like this fat fuck YouTuber. And then I'm also this ad on this bank.
Yeah, bank login screen. It's you, but I think it's black you. And then we have, this is one you got.
Yeah, that's you.
Richard
Don't say
Rappaport.
it was one you got as if it's not exactly you.
Yeah.
You had a child with this Hispanic woman?
Latino. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
I know.
So much for having blonde kids.
Gone.
Brown on brown. Brown eyes and brown hair. See ya, Norwegie.
See you, Mr. Scandy.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some action. We have a really good in housekeeping. It's a very important housekeeping. We have a lot to get to today. So are you ready?
Yeah, keep fluffing it up.
All right. The first thing, Joe Biden went to the beach over the weekend.
Yeah. You want to just play it in the background?
Yeah, it's playing here. Joe Biden at the beach. I'm going to say this. Pros and cons. You can't just be anti-Joe Biden over everything.
Of course.
Number one, it's good to see that he's able to walk on sand.
True.
That's not easy.
That's at least something. Yeah.
But he's like it's actually impressive. And he's kind of just like a grandpa at the beach.
Yeah, it's normal. This is standard.
And then homie has the briefcase in case we need to nuke somebody.
Yeah. I like that.
In case Joe Biden's looking at
Needs
the
to nuke someone from Fort Lauderdale Beach. Like, Russia.
And you can't fully see it because the glare, so it's like... Yeah, so in case we need to nuke someone, they had the nuclear football with him. And then the negative, I don't think we need a president popping their shirt.
I agree. A Don never wears shorts, they say. But also just like the beach, the footage of the beach, it's like, what is this, a public beach? Like everyone's around him? Like, shouldn't the president of the United States have a little private area?
Shouldn't you have a little private area?
That's what I thought. That was my first thing.
Hanging out at some beach. Would you park with Would you park in the parking lot?
Exactly. So that weirded me out. And I'm sure it's a private, nice club, but it's like that many people around him. I don't know.
Hey, you're like 90 years old. You're not going to the beach anymore.
Yeah.
You're barely playing golf. You're playing golf with carts and you're barely finishing around. We don't need to pop the shirt and go to the beach with a nuclear football.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while that was happening, Trump was at the UFC fight.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And then you see everyone's there. He met Guy Fieri.
Shane Gillis.
Let's go.
I know.
This is the man of the people. And then also he met little Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. He's met Joe before, though, I think.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan's always like, oh, I'll never have Trump on my show. I'll never give him a platform. I'm a little pussy. And then he meets Trump and he's like,
getting his handshake for a month.
And then he gets his handshake for a month. And then Trump's also, I think, saying to him, have me on your show. And he's like, yeah, like not fully saying yeah, but just like getting through the handshake.
For sure.
But the powers above Joe Rogan, they pretend that he's the guy of the people and he's like a rational person and he's fair and balanced or whatever. But in reality, all they care about is that they don't give Trump the platform. Mm-hmm. So you can have the Vax guy on, you can have this person, Weinstein, Eric Weinstein or whatever. But no, Trump wants to come on in 2024 right before the election. They're going to be like, not that one.
Yeah.
Not that one. So he's a sellout.
Well, and also just back to the UFC in general, it's like NBA full of kneelers and that string bean guy we talked about last week, who sucks, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he was bad.
He shot an air ball.
Saw that.
NBA sucks. The NFL end racism on the back of their helmets and in the end zone. It's nice to see the UFC standing ovations for Trump. Dana White obviously is friends with him. And then I'm liking that culture from the UFC. Hard sport, comedians and shit. That's a good crew going to all those UFC matches. So
of course. And then everyone, wants to say, oh, Trump needs to win over the moderates. He needs to win over the moderates. I think the moderates are like a UFC type audience. They're not fully moderate, but it's like those are the people who maybe don't care about politics. Mm-hmm. But then it's like if we can engage those people, you're going to get that person to vote for Trump before you get like a moderate person who voted for Joe Biden, because that's not really a moderate person.
I agree.
So then the Guy Fieri was with Trump, which is like, that's top tier timeline shit.
Yeah. And those are two characters. That's something else.
Yeah. It's special. And then they met, and then someone tweeted, because of the picture, Guy Fieri supports Trump, KKK, Nazis, homophobia, bigots, racist, fascist, January 6th, stealing elections, and QAnon.
When you in with Trump, you're in with all that goes with it. Fieri is not an American. Yeah. Nice job.
Fieri's not an American?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Flavor Town?
Yo, Guy Fieri actually goes to like the most random places all across America.
Actually, pure Americana.
He physically goes, does it, compliments him. Yeah,
Guy Fieri, we're rolling out. Today we're getting some wacky nachos in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. Come on.
You think the Krasensteins are doing that?
Yeah, I'll listen to the guy who just calls everyone bigot, racist.
Yeah, that guy's a Nazi. Watch out. Speaking of little YouTube, podcast, little midgets, Lex Friedman.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like Lex Friedman.
Well, there's a growing discontent on the right about Lex Friedman because he's passed off as this pseudo-intellectual. He has all like the crazy guests, Elon Musk on. His YouTubes are always recommended. You know what I mean? So it's kind of become a sticking point.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not engaging naturally.
He never asked the hard questions. Right?
Exactly. He never asked the hard questions, but he always just kind of sits and he talks quiet. Yeah. And he's kind of like boring, but you assume he's really thought out the questions because that's his thing, and he's boring, but he really thought out the questions, but he's not.
Yeah, nothing controversial ever happens on that podcast, right?
Yeah, and everyone pretends he's so smart, and he's boring, and it's completely artificial. It's completely fluffed by the algorithm. Like YouTube wants him to succeed, and that's always a red flag. When YouTube wants you to succeed, there's always like, what's going on here? Who's this guy? Everyone thinks he's smart. I don't think he's even that smart.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Darren Beatty had a great tweet.
He said, Lex Friedman is an entirely artificially promoted phenomenon. What are the mechanisms and purpose behind the most algorithmically driven man on the internet?
Yeah.
Excellent question, Darren.
Similar to Joe Rogan, it's like it's meant to be a person you think is anti-establishment, anti-state or whatever, It's a person you think is on your side trying to get the truth, but it's a controlled opposition situation. So they'll let him get the truth, but as long as the truth isn't fully like what happened in the election or pro-Trump or anything like that, then he's able to go search for the truth on his own.
Yeah.
And he'll never get there.
Yeah, and him and Joe Rogan are definitely different, though, too. He's way worse.
He's
Joe
way
Rogan
worse than
actually
Joe
did some
Rogan.
good work during COVID, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. I like Joe Rogan better than Lex Friedman, of course, but I also don't trust Joe Rogan big picture because he'll never have Trump on a show. Like, what are you talking about? Don't you have a bunch of, didn't he have a bunch of idiots on his show over the last 20 years?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what are you talking about?
He had the guy, the vaccine guy who wanted to debate RFK. He had that guy on, and he kind of confronted him. You remember? He kind of confronted him about, so why are you so unhealthy, man? He's like, I just love Twinkies. And then Joe Rogan kind of pressed him and was like, dude, don't you think if you're a health administrator, you should kind of be healthy? So,
and but he didn't.
He goes, I just like burgers too much, and he kind of tried to squirm out of it. But
all right, well, that's good to know. All right, we're moving on. Are you still with me?
Barely.
We got some shout outs last week. Someone graduated high school and shouted out the podcast.
Athen, we are incredibly proud of the man you're becoming. You stayed based in reality while the world goes mad. You are incredibly kind and compassionate, smart and funny. It's a shame that no one at the school knows who you are. They missed out. Congratulations on this milestone, but learning never ends. We cannot wait to see what you'll accomplish next. As Athanasius of Alexandria once said, if the world is against the truth, then I am against the world. And remember, Fleccas Talks, the podcast, is ranked the best new podcast of all time. And that's very cool. Hannah and Steven, the parents.
That's pretty good.
So did the parents write that?
I think the parents wrote that. And then he's based in reality, which is cool. Like, you snuck based in there. That was great.
Yep.
And then no one in the school knew him. That's what they said.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the part.
Well, I'm sure everyone in the school's an idiot.
He's a loner.
That's good. We're with you.
Yeah.
You're not alone. We're your friends. DM me. Make sure I send you guys something because we're switching our merch, people, and I'm going to send you a bunch of merch, but just make sure I do. Just DM me again.
Fair.
All right. Another show watcher, Reagan and his wife are having a baby like as we speak or like yesterday, and they're watching the podcast during that. Take notes, everybody.
Yeah, I know. During birth, it's like...
Let's get some
appreciate
babies.
the photo
Let's
op,
get
you
some
know?
babies named Fleccas. Is that crazy?
Yeah, that
Austin
would be a
with
step
an
too far.
E is a little easier, but even then, it's not a good name.
I wouldn't recommend naming your babies after podcast hosts in general. But, if you're a fan, if you're a real fan...
We'll send you merch.
Yeah.
We'll send you every piece of merch we own if you name your kid Fleccas, not Austin with an E. That's too easy. All right, and then last thing, this dog knocking over the stacks. No need to play it, just playing here in the background. That's good action. All right, we're moving on. We're still in housekeeping. We're only on our first page. Are you still here?
Barely.
All right,
Once again.
Johnsonville Bratz. You like Johnsonville Bratz.
Of course, yeah.
I love Johnsonville Bratz, believe it or not. They had a new ad, can't spell sausage without USA.
Feels good.
Isn't that way better? Bud Light? Like, take notes, Bud Light.
There's no twink shit in here?
Yeah.
I'm a consumer. I'm not buying.
And keep in mind, too, their name is Johnsonville,
Yeah.
which could be used as like a gay pun.
Oh.
Like, pride is more fun in Johnsonville, Trans people should move to Johnsonville.
It would be very easy to do gay advertising around sausage.
Get sucked and fucked in Johnsonville. I don't want to, it's like disgusting. That's why I don't bring it up. I'm sorry for the language, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So shout out to Johnsonville Bratz. I'm going to be picking up a pack of brats this week. I'm going to have a couple bratwursts. USA, you can't spell sausage without USA.
If only
How did I not think of that?
Yeah.
How did I not think of that?
Yep.
Also, another summer hack. I just learned this. You can get bags of ice from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did, but only because I saw a video like this before. You want me to play the video or
No
no?
need to play the video. Yeah, we have a video of some guy going. We can fast forward it. But look at this, $1.50, and you
gets
get this
the
huge
bag
bag of ice. So if you're going to a thing, people are like, oh, pick up some ice, and that's like the worst mission to have to go on. You can go to McDonald's and go, hey, 10 bags of ice. It's $15.
Yeah.
And then you have all the ice you'll ever need, and it's probably good ice.
Never get out of the car.
But it probably has like salt and sugar and chemicals and soybean oil or some shit in it.
In the ice. Hold on. There is also actually another secret McDonald's hack where sometimes they have cakes
What do you mean?
Like they have full McDonald's cakes that are for like if a little kid birthday party is there or something.
Those probably taste so good.
Yeah, they have full cakes. So
last little.
that's more hit or miss. The ice they do all day. I think.
Ice all day. No one knows about it. The cakes, if they got them. Last summer hack thing as well. Sweetie drop peppers. As you guys know, I'm a huge charcuterie person. I got these on vacation. I just discovered them. I ordered them on Amazon to get more. These are so good.
Vinegar peppers.
They taste like sweet and they're nice. And then you eat them with like some charcut. It's called slurp it down.
Slurp it up.
Yeah, it's
All
like
right.
really good. And the juice it comes in is really good.
Okay. It's
really,
vinegar.
It's next level. All right, let's move on. I saw this stat and I thought it was very telling and very important. That's why we put it towards the front of the show. 79% of Swedish refugees go back home to their home country of origin for vacation.
Yeah. 79% of refugees have vacationed in country they fled from.
Isn't that just it?
And so, yeah, this was just in Sweden, but it obviously represents all these migrant refugee things, which is the number one way that people get into America. They claim asylum, and then they have a court date in 2028, as you guys know. But yeah, 85% of people living in Sweden, born overseas, have gone on vacation. And then among that, the people who are supposed to be refugees is 79%. So it's like basically the same.
You're just going home to visit.
Yeah, you walk into the country and you're like, oh, please, the bombs, they're going off, civil war, it's very unstable. And then you're like, hey, Mike, any plans for 4th of July? I'm back in town.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
So the great heist of Western generosity continues, obviously.
That's a good way to put it.
And the rapes, you know where the rapes are.
Yeah, they're going up.
The rapes are up in Sweden and they're down in Syria. So
and then there's there's exactly. And then the vast majority of the rapes are all done by the refugees too. So that's a problem. Why can't you there are a lot of them are, everyone's a man who's a refugee.
Yeah.
Why don't you just stay in the country you're in and then just fix the problems?
because that's hard. Whereas going to Sweden and getting on $900 a month something, 900 kroner or whatever it is extremely easy.
And doing crimes, not getting arrested.
It's a fun life.
It's way better. It's like going on vacation and then vacation.
It's like, yeah, it's this.
Oh, I'm in Sweden. This
the
is great.
purge vacation. I'm in Sweden. This is great. I got a rape here. You know?
Yeah, I got my buddies. We have a gang.
I just steal. Yeah.
And I'm going home with all the stuff I got, and I'll be back in Sweden.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's just a testament to the weakness of the West and how the feminized societies don't actually accurately assess danger and risk reward. So, kind of sad.
Keep them out. And then a big thing too, especially everyone coming over the southern border, there's people traveling thousands of miles. If you're a refugee and you're seeking asylum,
then you go 4 countries through. You go up to Mexico.
It should be the first somewhat normal country that's not the country you were in.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's like if you're continuing to travel and you go, I traveled 1,800 miles, you're an economic migrant, buddy. Mm-hmm. But everyone knows that. Joe Biden knows that.
Yeah. No. I mean, if we take back control, the refugee status, I think that's a very good way to immediately weed out a ton of them. Did you go back to Mexico ever? Huh.
You did.
Okay. Be gone.
You like going to Mexico so much.
Yeah.
I think that would be what Trump has to do. It would be like, hey, everyone's getting sent back. Everyone up to DACA.
Yeah.
We'll let the DACA stay.
For me, if it was me and I grasped the reins of power, DACAs would be gone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm ruthless.
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
You know me, dog.
You only speak English. You went to South Central High School. You're gone.
Yeah. Especially all the people here. There's millions of people that came in the last few years. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I want to see buses.
You guys want home prices down?
I want to see buses just full of illegals and just going to like some airport and then they fly them out. Mm-hmm. And then like everyone around the country has like a common experience of seeing like the illegal immigrant bus just getting full and sent out town, 80 at a time, out.
Yeah. Martha's Vineyard would only need a small Sprinter van. Three people left.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Lindsey Graham's trying to get us into World War III. He wants to add Ukraine to NATO.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Lindsey Graham.
He goes, I will be working with Republicans and Democrats in the Senate to pass a resolution urging the admission of Ukraine into NATO.
What? Can't you just be a gay guy in South Carolina or whatever?
What happened? And obviously,
he's
NATO,
the expert on Ukraine.
And obviously the whole thing about NATO is, and why it was formed, is it's a collective defense agreement, meaning that Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty would immediately be triggered and we would be in a world war against Russia. You know, that country that has all those nuclear submarines, you know, all those intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Of course.
You know those.
They're going to try and get us in that war, I think, within a year. Like before the election, they're going to try and get that thing going.
And the reality is we're already in it to an extent. Just our bodies aren't out there. All our machinery and all our equipment is.
Yeah. So that's bad. I don't like war like that.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham wants to escalate it. I've been in the Senate 20 years in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Time to go to World War III now.
In Ukraine, got to kill
Yeah.
some Russians. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
So insane.
I'm so on Russia's side. It's not even funny. I can't even say how much I like Russia.
I'm an isolationist. Leave us alone.
Yeah, I'm not. I stand. Remember the first time we ever released an episode, we labeled it "I stand with Putin," and everyone got so mad.
Just as kind of clickbaity type shit. But
We were right about that.
Yeah.
It's called "Got That One Right."
It's called Endless War Laundering Billions.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry came back from the trainer today. Happy to see him. Welcome back, Jerry.
Yeah, welcome back, Jer.
Right, moving on. Kamala Harris gave this stupid speech, and I kind of have an idea when I saw this. So let it play a little bit.
Well, I think culture is a reflection of our moment and our time, right? And
No matter what.
present culture is the way we express how we're feeling about the moment. And we should always find times to express how we feel about the moment that is a reflection of joy, because
Joy.
it comes in the morning.
She starts laughing.
We have to
Like no one
find
knows what that
ways.
means. And she starts, the lady's going like this, and she's laughing. I was thinking if you're at that speech, it's a good idea. Like if you're ever at an event like this and you hear Kamala Harris talking like an idiot, you can just go, "You're a retard." And then everyone will look over and be like, "What's this guy's a jerk? He's a protester." And then you can be like, "Sorry, I have Tourette's. I'm really, really sorry. I have Tourette's. I'm going to try it. A retard, idiot, stupid. Sorry. I am so sorry. I have something wrong with me. I'm going to try and calm down for the rest of the speech." And then like every 10 minutes, you can just go, "Fuck you. You're stupid." And like do your little things. And then they can't really throw you out.
You know what's funny is that's a great bit, but that would almost give her a chance to like get out of her downspin because she's saying something without going anywhere. She's like, "Okay, how am I going to get out of this? Culture is now, and now is culture."
Yeah,
and
now
she
is
goes,
culture.
"You're a retard. How dare you?" Like you gave her it out.
That's
So,
true. So be careful when you're doing that.
Yeah.
We'll send you merch if you do it. Also, Kamala Harris could be a bot, a lizard bot. She has no kids. Her husband could be the handler. Same with the current Joe Biden bot. Jill is the handler.
Yeah.
Her and Doug Emhoff maintain the bots.
Yeah, fair. I don't know if they're checking for clones or not.
All right. Speaking of, many people are asking me, "Hey, Fleccas, is it still schizo season?" Well, let's just see. Let's play this first one, the guy playing double cello kazoo. Is it still schizo season? Yeah. See? And then next is the lizard person, the lady on the plane. Obviously, everyone's seen this clip, so...
Yeah.
I really cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
That's good. So, of course it's still schizo season.
Yeah, we're deep in it, actually.
Yeah, everyone's waking up. And then do you have the last one of the guy asking for the milk? Everyone at the airport seems to be schizophrenic.
2 glasses of milk, please. 2 glasses of milk, please.
We don't have milk, sir.
Oh, just
Just have water, juices.
all right, Diet Coke.
Yeah, we have Diet Coke.
I'll do one of those.
Just one of those.
Yeah.
It's $4.
So he goes back to completely more. 2 glasses of milk, please. And he goes back to normal. Of course it's schizo season. Are you guys crazy? Has everything gotten resolved? Does everything look good? Everything's fine?
Yeah.
Schizo season doesn't really end.
Yeah.
It ends when you spiral out of control.
It ends when like you get force ended and you're
Yeah.
on pills. They put pills
Yeah.
in you.
It ends when they end it for you.
That reminds me of the 30 Rock Tracy Morgan joke where he's like, "You guys have apple juice?" And he goes, "No." And he's like, "A double vodka tonic."
That's good. All right, yeah. So we're very much still in schizo season. Schizo season ends for the individual. So when you get individually removed or pilled up or locked up or put in a straitjacket, or some guy in a van comes to your house, or your parents take away your Wi-Fi or your phone, that's when schizo season ends. We're all spiraling independently. Last thing, lots of positive comments on my haircut. People say it looks good.
Nice. Congrats, man.
It looks good.
It is always nice to get particular comments when you make a big change. So nice work, buddy.
And I think getting sun and being tan takes whatever your score out of 10 is and just adds a full point.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
If you're like a 5 and then you get a haircut, it looks good, you're like a 6 something, and then you get the 1 point for the tan, you're like a 7-7.
Smart.
So that's basically what happened. And also that sleeveless sweatshirt last week was a really good look for me, because it boxes you out. Like this is, I look bulky and big. I'm not big.
You're not big?
But the sleeveless sweatshirt, it like makes you look square in the middle, but then you have your skinnier arms, and it looks good.
All right.
All right, that's in the housekeeping.
What about the Oppenheimer thing?
What about it?
You want to talk about it? We have it.
Oh, yeah. Rap Boy's been talking about Oppenheimer.
Well, Oppenheimer, the movie's coming out soon, and we're joking that Oppenheimer's a pussy. He's like, oh, I am become death. He's all philosophical. It's like, build the bomb.
So Oppenheimer in real life, when it happened, he's like, I have blood on my hands and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Do you want me to read the quote?
Yeah.
This is from like a memoir from when he met with Truman afterwards. Yeah. So Oppenheimer famously claimed to have blood on his hands during a meeting with President Truman, a comment that infuriated the president. He goes, blood on his hands? This is Truman. Blood on his hands? Damn it. He hasn't half as much blood on his hands as I have. You just don't go around belly aching about it, Truman said. And then he called Oppenheimer a crybaby scientist and said, I don't want to see that son of a bitch in this office ever again.
There you go.
So I am waiting for the Truman movie. I'm not going to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
I'm going to wait for Truman.
I want more Truman content.
Truman sounds like my kind of guy.
Crybaby scientist.
So,
all right, we are into cringe of the week. This week's cringe of the week, we're going to start with the non-trans section.
Good.
We got 2 pages of cringe.
Good.
This is good stuff. All right, so there's this guy who has like this social media following, and the theme is like dating. Mm-hmm. So it's the easiest way to pick up women is the first clip.
3 of the easiest women to pick up and to sleep with. Number 1, women with boyfriends. Second easiest women, married women. And the third easiest women to pick up, the ones whose egos have been destroyed. The ones whose men make them feel insecure when they're in a relationship with them.
So the tip is to find women who have mental issues and are going through something bad and are currently in a relationship or married.
Yeah, scoop and score the woman at her lowest moment.
Where she's got like actual mental problems and is going through something horrible. Those are the easiest women to sleep with.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Excellent advice from this young
man. And he gives other tips too for like dinner dates versus drinks. Let's let that one rip.
Alpha law. I will not, under any circumstance, take out a woman to a nice dinner date unless I have slept with her first. Yes, you heard that right. Alpha men, we take women out for drinks. We're not spending 3 hours on one date to get to know a woman.
So if you're this guy and you're trying to date a girl, you're only able to date girls who are cheating on their boyfriends or husbands, mm-hmm. or you're only gonna go on a dinner date with them if they've already had sex with you. Mm-hmm. Isn't that like kind of disqualifying? Like, isn't that like an impossible loop to find a nice girl because every girl that you're interacting with and hanging out with is someone who slept with you without even going on a date?
Yeah.
Isn't that like completely backwards?
Yeah, I think that's why he's in cringe of the week and not uplifting gold.
So it's like you have to be with a girl who's cheating on their boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Totally broken. She's at her lowest.
Yeah, and then like then what? You like her? Then you're gonna date a girl who cheated?
No, it's like I think the goal is just to sleep with as many women as possible, and it's basically a predator. It's like a predator thing.
Yeah,
which I guess he's comfortable with. So
I have a rule of thumb where it's basically if you're dating a girl and you're wondering if it's a good match, basically imagine you have a daughter exactly like her.
And would you like that?
Would that be good or would that be bad? And it's like this guy, it's like, would you want your daughter cheating on their husband and then sleeping with people that don't even take them on dates? No. I would not want that to happen.
I'm not leaning towards that one.
So it's basically you're fishing for a marlin in a puddle. Like, oh, I want to get a nice wife and get married. And it's like, I've only
You better fuck me before dinner.
You better fuck before dinner. So it's completely disqualifying, like, and impossible to even find a good potential match.
Of course. I don't think this guy's worried about finding potential matches. I think he's worried about getting his dick inside something.
Anything now fast.
Yeah. As quick as it comes.
Jonah Hill is in some trouble. His ex-girlfriend from like a while ago was releasing text right as he's having a baby with someone else, right?
Yeah, so a little suspect on the timing.
Jealous, stupid. But what's the text that she released?
Jonah says, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust.
So that's a pretty reasonable text.
I don't think that's that crazy on first inspection, first sniff. I don't see anything crazy.
That doesn't sound bad at all. And people are saying, like,
he says nothing about fucking the woman before dinner. He says nothing about.
It would be way worse if he's like, I'm not taking you to Nobu unless we're having sex.
Unless we fuck.
And then also people are saying, oh, Jonah Hill's controlling. It's like men are supposed to be controlling. I think that falls under the category of providing safety. And controlling is good as long as it's reasonable, rational, and like thought out and not like manipulative and like narcissistic or whatever the negative could be.
But even that for you right there, like you said narcissistic, and it's like there's this pseudo psychology thing that all 20-something women have where it's like they share stories and they go, oh, you were with a narcissist?
Yeah,
and it's they're like diagnosing shit, and it's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe he was rude and mean. And it's like, oh, it's narcissistic borderline personality disorder. I just diagnosed it. Like, that's a big part of it.
You can't assume, but narcissists are real types of people.
Yeah,
it's not just a person who like thinks they're so good looking. It actually is like a mentally fucked up person who's like crazy. So there is both sides, but you can't just like blanket be like, oh, he's a narcissist. Like that text is pretty reasonable. The problem with what he did though is he replied to her thirst trap pictures early on. That's how he got in. Like he DM'd her a reply to her with her butt out, and then they're dating, and he's kind of like, hey, why are you still posting pictures of your butt? He kind of found the boyfriend. Like, what are you trying to attract? But it was never about that. Like the girl was always that way. So she wants like the dopamine squirts from Instagram and the attention from men. And it's just kind of like you knew she was a snake when you picked her up.
Well, but that's actually a logically consistent argument, right? Like I found you through that.
Now I want you to
other
stop.
People could find you through. Yeah, it's not that crazy.
It's not that crazy for him to say.
It's a little hypocritical,
but
but it's not that crazy.
Yeah,
to make
of course. But that's like the demon she hasn't overcome yet. Like she needs the Instagram post, she needs the bikini pics or whatever, and that's just how she is. So it's like, you knew what you were getting involved in to start. What's his name? Josh Denny, is that his name?
Do you know who this is?
I've seen him on Twitter.
Just leftist comedian, assuming?
I think so, yeah. Or maybe...
Any man who has to set boundaries for his woman hanging around other men, or women too in this case, is an insecure pussy. Jonah Hill is not setting boundaries for himself. He's selfishly attempting to mitigate his insecurity by controlling her exposure to other people. You want me to keep going?
Nah, that's enough.
Yeah,
she needs to set her free.
This is the type of guy who comes out and goes, yeah, all men are fucking this. Yeah. It's like no nuance to the argument.
Yeah.
So
he wants to set her free. If she set her free, she's going to go fuck a drummer. That's how it goes.
Maybe, yeah.
So, another thing that we're not seeing here is loyalty. Those ex whatever text messages getting leaked, not a good sign.
Yeah.
We have a kind of a juxtaposition here. Hugh Hefner's ex versus El Chapo's ex.
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner's widow, Crystal, vows she will
reveal the toxic truth of the Playboy Mansion. It's like, I think we all know what happened at the Playboy Mansion.
And it's like that person knew what she was getting into and did it.
Yeah.
And now is like, actually, that was bad.
Yeah. And then versus El Chapo's wife said she had no idea he was a criminal and never saw him do anything illegal.
It makes a strong case for Latinas.
It very much does.
Strong
Very
case
much
for
does.
Latinas. And then David Hogg.
Well, hold on. Do you want to go back to Hugh Hefner a little bit too?
Sure.
He died at kind of the exact right time.
Yeah.
He would have been Me Too'd, killed, dead. But everybody knows what they were signing up for. Do you want to be the famous model Playboy Playmate of the month?
Suck this old guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. All right.
Okay.
She does.
I'm
she
sure.
does.
Yeah.
She does. You're good. Get the fuck out of here.
And, that's the czar of dating would say, okay, we'll find another Playmate for you. Yeah. And technically it was right. But, man, he got away with a lot.
He got out perfect time. And then, obviously, I'm not saying what he did was good.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
him and what he did, he got out perfect time. But also, he was probably a deep state CIA asset meant to usher in this slut era.
Pornography era,
Once he died, then they start Me Tooing. That's not a coincidence.
That's true.
David Hogg's got a little Tinder profile now.
Yeah, David's out there looking for love, so there he is. Nice headshot for David.
Yeah, and then what does it say?
He's an activist, Harvard University. Man. Wow, that's pretty fucking
Careful,
right
David.
wing.
It's pretty right wing to say you're a man, David.
He goes, currently in an ethically non-monogamous open relationship. Great plant dad. I'll fight your enemies like I fight the NRA. Blah, blah, blah. So
How's
that's
that
it.
going? Haven't you not gotten any ground on the NRA? And then I saw something online. It was a tweet, and it goes, was bored and took a small dive into poly relationship YouTube, and 95% of the videos are about training to not hear the little voice in your head telling you something is insanely wrong.
So David in his open relationship, ethically non-monogamous.
Yeah. And
Just
so
ignore those shouts from the back of your head,
Yeah. Something's not right. This isn't good. Where's she going? Same with Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio's got a little wife with a boyfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with Adam 22. Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about him.
I don't want to talk about him
I don't
either.
give him any airtime.
He's really doubling down and just like he. I don't think he even knows what he's doing.
He's
reeling.
It's gonna end ugly.
Yeah,
is what I will say. But
it's usually never good. Mm-hmm. All right, is that it on the dating section?
Yeah, I think so.
We made all of our points.
Yeah.
Let's go to the nose job guy.
It's a little fun, Sometimes we have to talk about dating and what's going on out there and the ugly shit.
Yeah, we have two quick non-trans cringe clips, and then we get some trans cringe. So the first is the nose job guy. So this guy got a nose job. He had a normal nose with a little bit of a curve on it, probably the same nose his dad and grandpa and great-grandpa had. And then they gave him a girl's nose.
They gave him the twink nose.
The nose slopes like that. It's like a girl nose, like a Whoville person nose.
Yeah. So this guy decided to trade 3 millennium of noses for like the nose of the month. You know what I mean? Like that's what's sad to see. It's like what's trendy right now, and it's like you had 8,000 years of generations just cranking the same nose.
And the nose wasn't even like one of those obnoxious like mega beaks.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit of a bump.
And you're a guy. And obviously you're a gay guy, right? Or
if he's got to be a gay guy.
He's got to be a gay guy. Until proven otherwise,
so
right?
Gender affirming care.
Yeah.
He needs to be a gayer guy.
Yep.
And then the baby given to 2 dads.
Yeah, this one was making the rounds on Twitter. These guys, it got community notes that they adopted and didn't acquire the baby for money.
Yeah. Oh, that makes it better. And then you notice the nurse comes in.
The theatric crying
by the girl gay guy. And then no one touches the kid. They're all just like looking at it from far away because the nurse is a lady and like that's who should be holding the kid. And they're just naturally like looking at it and now you get handed, here's your baby. Poor baby.
Death penalty?
Close.
Yeah, I can't.
Death penalty for gay guys adopting?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's joking.
I'm kidding, but Dave Rubin comes to mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't support it.
I don't support it.
Because a baby is so little and doesn't know anything, but all it knows is like, where's mom, dad, but mostly mom.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just give it to a guy with a hairy chest, and the baby
plays with it.
And by the time the baby realizes what's going on, it's like developed in an unnatural way because of a lack of a mother.
Yeah,
which is horrible.
I especially like seeing the conservatives who goes, I have no problem with this, like a Brett Weinstein type.
Yeah.
It's like, wonder why the right is so upset at this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, buddy.
Yeah.
It's not natural.
Because the most innocent born baby a day, an hour old, has like 2 needs. It's like food, and milk, and like the mom.
Yeah.
One need, basically, the mom.
It's all in one.
And then you took that away and gave it to 2 homosexuals who, should I get into what they're up to? I'm sure they're trying to conceive.
Yeah. A lot.
It didn't work.
A lot.
But they try every night. All right. Let's get into some trans cringe.
Okay.
We have a whole page of trans cringe.
They always provide the trans, you know?
They do. Netherlands Miss Universe. We are in a bad dream, baby.
Look at this face. These little buck teeth on this guy.
So that's who won the thing. And then the person on the right is the runner-up.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like the humiliation ritual continues, and everything that a trans person is involved in pretty much gets ruined.
Goes to zero.
They ruin the workplace. They ruin sports. They ruin the bathroom. They ruin Miss Universe.
Yep.
They ruin Bud Light.
Yep.
If a trans person's involved, they have to automatically win.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like a hate crime. Otherwise, you hate trans people.
Of course.
So you can't have like actual competition. There's no meritocracy anymore. And it's just like all these women's things, sports, whatever, is just thrown out to be nice to a trans person for the afternoon.
Yeah. And I will say, that, like, again, Miss Universe doesn't seem like a super masculine industry, you know?
Yeah.
So once again, this is all like everyone competed against this man and they let it go and they go, nah, the man won't win. And then look what happens. The man wins because no women actually stood up and said anything.
And other women who are competing just stood by and watched when they probably should have walked off stage.
Turned their backs, done anything to fight
something.
back. Yeah.
If you do something, we'll pick it up. We'll
course.
find it and go, oh, all these girls turned their back on the blah, blah, blah announcement part.
We'll get it spread.
That could have really helped.
Yeah.
And then another thing they ruin is YouTube. There's a trans person who's spreading their literal hairy butthole.
This is just a gay guy, but yes.
It's still the same shit.
Yeah, it's all the same shit.
LGBT. That's what they wanted. It's all one umbrella.
It's all a group. I thought you guys were the same.
It's all one big group.
So this guy had a video about removing his ass hair with Nair, the like cream, and he shows his whole asshole on YouTube, including his balls. Like, it's disgusting. And you sent it to me last week as like a shock value, like bit. Like, he sent it to me like as a bit. And now we're only covering it because, oh, sorry to hear this. Team YouTube replies and goes, upon review, we have determined that the vid in question is not violative of our adult content policies.
So that's okay on YouTube. Jordan Peterson can't be on YouTube.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson, he discussed gender in a negative way.
All those jab videos we did and election integrity videos we did weren't allowed on YouTube.
Gone.
But I should have just shown my hairy ass and balls.
Yeah, you would have gotten, good boy.
Yeah, they would have monetized that.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to give them special treatment or else they'll kill themselves.
Exactly. That's the undertone of everything.
We don't want to trigger them.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit triggered post. Is it Reddit or 4chan?
Yeah, Reddit.
So basically, it's this person, and what you can kind of hit it.
This person goes, I feel sad about not being able to give birth. Do any of you girls feel a longing for this? I find it fascinating, blah, blah, blah. Somebody goes, my longing got so bad it literally almost killed me, but I'm feeling much better now since I can adopt a child in 2 years and possibly give birth in 10 years. And then somebody goes, how do you mean the part with possibly give birth in 10 years? Is there some science thing I didn't hear about? And then the reply is, there are doctors working on uterus transplants for trans women, and it will most likely be possible for trans femmes to give birth in a decade. They're making huge progress. And then somebody else goes, any source on this? Like, I need to read further. And then the person who initially said the comment says, sorry, someone else has to look up the source. I get super dysphoric when searching. Yeah, I don't like what the results make me feel when I'm searching for the uterus transplant.
So I can have a baby in 10 years. How do you do that? Don't trigger me.
Don't trigger me. Well, I'm this close.
That's the light at the end of the tunnel for me. I'm birthing a baby in 10. Yeah. Don't ask any fucking questions. And then let's do the last, not the second to last, the slay bitch, the trans person who's yelling. Basically, the whole theme of this is if you're trans, you can do whatever you want.
Get away with anything.
You can get away with anything. And then they have this guy example.
Crazy that you can get away with anything as long as you're gay. Watch this. Slay bitches.
Yeah.
Slay bitch. Slay bitch ass nigga.
Isn't that good? Isn't that
good shit.
good?
That's
you
good
can do
shit.
whatever you want. I don't want you to kill yourself because of me.
Yeah.
I'll get in trouble.
Yep.
And then we have the trans shooter press conference. This is a little bit of a more somber video, but there was a trans shooter, mass shooter.
Did we cover this on the show or in Bonus Land or anything?
I don't know.
It was in Philly. 5 dead, 2 wounded, I believe. And they were showing it was a cross-dressing guy who kept, making pretty faces like this.
Yeah.
So what we know is trans.
Yeah,
That's basically
yeah.
what they all look like, right?
All as a city in our prayers. I want to discuss very briefly because there is a nasty, violent, in terms of verbal and written words, spewed by the conservative press regarding the shooter. There are certain pictures that are circulating. Some of you may be aware of those pictures. Have the shooter in one picture as male and other pictures dressed in female attire or female outfits. They have used those pictures to attack trans people, and particularly trans women of color, which are extremely vulnerable to violence in our community. I want to set the record straight because language is extremely important when we're talking about anything dealing with violence in trans community. The suspect or the shooter has not identified themselves as trans. They have only identified themselves as male. And that's the language that will be used until further developments if they change that type of language. But the language that is spewed out by the conservative press is violent and is dangerous and is targeting trans women of color.
That's good. So the language used to describe the trans shooter is violent.
Which I guess he doesn't know what violent means.
Yeah, we're already at violent, buddy.
Yeah.
It's a mass shooting. He killed 5 people.
Yeah.
We're already at
we're here at violence, and he's like, no, let's go back to words because that could cause violence. It's like, no, we're discussing the violence.
The violence already happened, and it's like you have to use the correct language because if you don't, these people are so unhinged that they could go on a shooting spree. So it's like they're basically holding us hostage.
Yeah, it's like nitroglycerin, the most unstable element of like explosion. And it's just
What did you call me?
Yeah, it's like an old cart of nitroglycerin going over rocks and going.
Yeah.
Boom.
What was that movie where nitroglycerin was in it and everyone had to be really careful with it? Was it like Mission Impossible or it was some avalanche movie, I think.
I feel like they're mostly in old westerns, but I'm not sure what you're talking about.
All right, well, that's the end of cringe. You happy about that?
Do you want to do this trans person, this other sad story about the trans person?
Yeah.
Well, just while we're here.
Yeah, I might as well.
See this guy, take a nice look at his face?
Yeah.
He missed out on teenage love. I missed out on attending high school as a girl. I missed out on being asked to prom, to being romanced during my formative years, to failing in my femininity early on when I was socially acceptable to do so. I'm homesick for a place I've never been.
Well, don't worry, buddy. I'm sure you'll try to romance some teenagers.
And don't worry, buddy. You've never been there and you're never going. So
yeah, I'm sure you'll get really close. And if you don't, it's a reflection on how hateful society is.
Yeah,
And
make sure you keep the nuclear rods cool. Don't blow up, please.
All right, we are out of cringe and we are into Urban Decay. Our Urban Decay is brought to you by FleccasTalks.com. If you guys love the show and want an extra 30 minutes, every Friday there is a bonus land that comes out simultaneously with our show. Extra content, very fun stuff. We're also doing Q&As multiple times a month. So we'll do a Q&A. We answer all the questions people like. FleccasTalks.com is the website. Go there today. First month is free.
Go sign up.
Go sign up, please. Helps a lot. All right, Urban Decay. The guy tries to rob the store, but no one cares.
Yeah, this is new.
Everybody get down! Give me all your money! Inspector Marcus! Give me all your money! Get down! Where's the money?
The guy answers the phone. Hello?
Give me the money! Where's the money? Everybody give me everything! Where's the money?
All right, that's enough.
And he just bails. Everyone give me everything. Where's the money? It's like no one has anything. No one has any money.
Yeah.
No one has any money.
Yeah.
Who are you robbing? It's all in Ukraine. We gave it away.
And the hand in the bag for the gun No, it doesn't work anymore.
I call.
Yeah.
You bluff it, I call.
He goes, I'm all in. Yeah. Bluff catcher.
You could also, if you were that guy, like, does he get in trouble for that?
Yeah, there's a $2,000 reward. That's an attempted robbery. So
I would just say, I got Tourette's. What's up, guys? Hey, get on your shit.
Kamala Harris.
No one gives you anything. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. Nothing.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And the funny thing is, it's like there are two extremes to getting robbed by a unstable African American in the United States. One is this, where everybody gets lucky, nothing happens, and the other is you still get shot after giving the money. So we're not telling anybody to do this, but you got to read the situation and get,
You should see the gun.
Yeah, you got to see the gun.
There's no reason to not show the gun if you're the robber.
Exactly.
So anything other than showing, it's like bluff.
Yeah. Caught.
All right, let's move on. The smoking, we have a couple fast ones. The smoking kid peels out. Like, where is that?
Los Angeles, I guess.
Where is that kid? Imagine pulling over that kid. The kid's like 9 years old, smoking, and you pull him over, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't even put him in handcuffs because they don't go that low. My thing with that is the people filming are like, man, that's crazy. And it's like any society, that kid is going to cause $10,000 of damage and possibly lose a human life by the end of the day. Whipping around like that. It's like, oh, that's funny. That's cute. 911. Hey, black sedan.
Yeah.
License plate XYZ 221.
Child driving.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Imagine being the passenger in that car.
Yeah. Who is the passenger in that?
It's like, all right, let's get out of here. The kid whips it around. Yeah. What are you, like 10 years old?
Yeah.
All right, let's go home. You're the passenger?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be driving?
Yeah.
All right. How about the crazy lady who loses her shit at the airport?
Kiss me! Kiss me! And tell me who's the head honcho here. What, I'm not hot enough for you? I'm not hot enough? I'm not sexy enough?
Just tell her she's hot and let's all catch our flight.
Tell me I'm fucking hot! Tell me I'm fucking sexy! Tell me! Tell me! Tell me! Now control hold? Oh, animal control? Because I look like a mad woman and you're gonna break my bones? You're gonna break my bones, security? Security's gonna break my bones to get me to fucking shut up? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to my back? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to my back?
I like her. That's what happens when you take your Ambien for your flight, but then you get delayed an hour and a half. And it's like, uh-oh.
I think all of these are just drug bad reactions.
Yeah.
Right? And so, we were one of the first people to do Spirit Airlines behavior. Not one of the first, but like really highlighted on the show. And this is White People's Month. This is the White Month.
This is different than full Spirit Airlines. Like Spirit Airlines behavior is just no class. You got into a fight and you pulled someone's weave out.
Yeah. Brawls.
This is more of like millennial women on pills who are single with no kids taking SSRIs, and they're just kind of like losing their shit.
Yeah.
Which I think Vish Bira made a good point. There's a lot more of this coming.
Yeah, I think
These types
so.
of like 36-year-old single women who are on pills and like drunk on wine and freaking out. That's going to be a hot topic. This could also
That rings true.
That rings true, right?
Yeah. We'll see.
This could also be a bad vax reaction.
Mm.
And everyone's going psychotic.
Mm.
And then you get the lady on the plane who saw the lizard person, and you say, all right, that's a bad vax, but oh, she's so base, she sees lizard people, but she also had the physiognomy of an RN, a nurse.
Yeah, she
And
did.
if you're a nurse, you may have had to get the vaccine.
You know where she
had
lost
that nurse
me?
body. She had the nurse body, that other lady.
You know where she lost me? When she goes, right now. That right now. Because she couldn't say it. That's like a Valium sentence. So that's like a zonk.
Everyone's just pilled out and fucked up.
I think that's the real truth.
All right. The Uber driver, former military translator, killed in D.C.
Yeah.
This is sad. This guy was a translator against the Taliban, right?
Yeah, interpreter who served with U.S. forces in Afghanistan, fled Taliban takeover, shot dead driving Lyft in D.C. He's a father of 4. He served as an interpreter alongside special forces. And I think he worked for a very long time. Like, I think I saw somewhere 42 months. Like, straight war zone translator carrying an AK, 42 months.
Wow.
Literal war zone. And then who kills him? Youths.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of him. Looks like a great guy. Here's the 4 youths running away. The Utes.
The urban youths.
Yeah, you know what they call
future
them.
scholars, young people.
Here he is in combat, in service, and that's kind of what's happening now, guys. Import the third world, run like the third world, and we are the third world. You can get killed anywhere in America. So
yeah,
any major city.
Very sad. That's how you die. Not in a war zone. You die in D.C. as an Uber driver.
And to make it out and go, yes, I'm in the promised land. Yes.
I did my time. I'm a veteran. I'm decorated. I did the right thing for the country.
I gave 4 kids a shot at a real life that's better than living in a hut in Afghanistan, and that's what you get. So
there's some more young Americans, some more urban Utes. Guy killed people randomly in NYC on his scooter.
Yeah.
This is actually dark, and we're going to have to blur some of it. But this guy is on the scooter just driving around, just popping people. And then he shot this old man.
Here's the man.
And the old man, when he got shot, the bullet went straight through him. So it's like you see him get shot in the chest, and he turns around, and then you see his back is bloody too. And then he just on the ground died.
And that was
and then no one really helped him.
Of course. And that was a father of 6, I believe, on his way to pray at a mosque. So
that's 2 Muslim Americans getting killed by urban Utes.
Yeah.
I wonder if that trend will increase as well.
Well, I think it's indiscriminate, right? That kind of low IQ violence is indiscriminate, and it comes for everyone. And so until everyone bands together and demands a repeat of the 94 crime bill, then we're all in trouble.
That's a good point.
So,
all right, let's not get too down. Let's not get too depressed. Let's move on to Uplifting Gold. Our first clip of Uplifting Gold, the baby getting breastfed on the bike with a cigarette. Look at that. That's Americana. The thing is about this, at first I was like, this is good. And then, this is like our chance to get the country back,
Mm-hmm.
But then I found out it was a Ross Creations bit. It was a sketch.
Yeah.
I was thinking smoking cigarettes near a baby.
Yeah.
That's America.
That's clear.
Smoke some cigarettes. So yeah, we don't even do that anymore. We can't even do that.
I know. It's crazy.
It's not allowed. The black guy gets pulled over with all the guns. Really quick before you play it, the reason I'm playing this is because so many times DL Hewley and those types, what's the other one? Ibram X. Kendi, and then what's the Tariq Nasheed? Tariq Nasheed is the huge one of
suspected white supremacist officer.
Yeah. So they always get mad whenever someone gets arrested and not killed, like a mass shooter, they always go if it was a black person, he'd be dead. Let's see how the cops handle this situation. Looks pretty normal.
Okay, so are you transporting your gun from the range?
Oh no. I'm let me explain. So you
got a handgun on you too.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you what I do. So
okay.
I'm a firearm instructor, state of Maryland, certified firearm instructor.
You got your instructor card?
I got everything. I'm gonna pull everything up for you. I'm also ex-law enforcement, current.
Where you at? Okay.
So that's why I got machine guns back there, silencers, anything you need, just let me know. But No, seriously. Listen. When I pop the trunk, you gonna be like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? But I got all my documentations in the back seat. I'll give you everything. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure y'all was like, who the hell is this guy? Man, shades on. You know what I mean? Check him out.
Okay. And you got.
Yeah, I'm actually, like I said, I was dropping this off because it's not supposed to be on the road. You know what I'm saying? I was dropping it off, taking everything out, and then shooting out to go do a class. Actually, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So DL Hewley said that was impossible. But
he had a mask and glasses on when they pulled him over with a gun right here.
and a trunk full of machine guns.
Yeah.
But it's like if he had gotten pulled over and said, I didn't do shit. What do you want? And then he reaches into his pocket to go on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Then you get shot for that.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy, Mr. Nadler.
My favorite thing is he's doing hands. His gun is right here. He's doing hands. It's like,
nah, man.
No, that's not me. But I mean, that's Uplifting Gold. The cops, they got it. They didn't freak out. There was 2 of them.
Yeah, everything was fine.
I think that guy might have John Wicked him if the cops did try something.
Yeah, and he probably would have gotten off somewhat justifiably so.
Maybe.
You know? All right, next, the fully lit night golf course in Arizona. This is just a cool thing I saw. I would totally do this.
I would go here a lot.
Because then you can drink and play golf.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't like drinking.
Yeah.
And then everyone, when I play golf, like likes to drink. And I just like, it's like you start at 8 a.m, you're drinking. Like it's not, and then you have like 3 drinks by the time the first 9 holes are done. And then it's like you're dehydrated and tired. It's not even a nice buzz.
There is
you can night drink at that.
I'll argue for the day drinking side of golf too, though. There is a very nice sweet spot once you're in 2.5 beers, maybe you're playing good and you're swinging real loose. There's a nice perfect spot. So
there's a nice perfect spot. Yeah. Arizona night golf. I would love to do night golf. All right, last clip of Uplifting Gold. I know it's a short Uplifting Gold, but our episodes are now like an hour and 10.
We're keeping it tight.
2 a week. That's just how it goes. Another episode on Friday. The kid fishing with his dad.
We have the best life. Best man, yo.
You joke.
This is my dream right here. You fish, I paddle. We just have a great time. We just talk, listen to music, and eat snacks.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
What's better?
Oh, baby geese!
Okay, now let's stay on that side. We're gonna catch one over there.
Yeah, we are.
Got one.
Whoa!
That's a big one, Isla.
You just said it, and we just did.
That's a big one, Isla. That's a big one, Isla.
Yeah, I know.
He gets the net.
Watch out, paddle.
Isn't that nice?
Up.
That's your little buddy.
That's why we do it.
Get him.
Not every kid's transgender. Can't forget that. Everyone's pretty much normal. That's like a huge thing we have to remember. We still have this like freak shit online. Everyone's pretty much normal. Who's normal? All the city people and all the leftists, they're all, fucked. But there's a lot of that out there too.
Everyone's pretty much normal should be the tagline of this Uplifting Gold.
Yep, everyone is pretty much normal. I don't know if that's even true though.
No, we get caught looking at the microscope too long.
Yeah,
everyone's pretty much normal. There's still a normal baseball team every neighborhood you drive through.
That's true. That's very true. And they're trying to ruin that and make it less. But yeah. All right, that's another Fleccas Talks in the books. Before we end the show, as always, we're going to shout out companies. We've been shouting out a ton of companies at the end of every show. People have been supporting. Today's company is Cheewees. Ooh. I have a shirt underneath here, a Cheewees shirt. So Cheewees is a chip company. They make popcorn chips. They make they're kind of like the shape of like Cheetos.
You can't say Cheetos in a Cheewees ad read.
It's not an ad read.
I know. But
so they sent us a box of Cheewees. But basically they're Cheeto-shaped chips, and they come in pizza flavor, barbecue, hot and spicy, original, sour cream and onion. They're so good. It's like the local chips here in New Orleans. They sent me a huge box of chips and a bunch of shirts and cotton candy and stuff, so we're very grateful for that. So if you guys are looking for chips or to try something new, and you want to support a company that sent Fleccas a bunch of free stuff, and it's really cool local New Orleans lore, Cheewees is your answer. They are linked in the description to their website and also to their Instagram. So give them a follow. Go comment on some recent posts. Say, hey, we want some ceviche flavored Cheewees for when I play tennis with Rob Smith. Stuff like that. You can kind of monkey paw them a little more.
They're a bigger brand, so you can really monkey paw them.
They're a bigger brand, so you can kind of, exactly. But they support us. They sent us a bunch of free stuff. They are a great company. The chips taste really good. It's better than all the other stuff you get that's disgusting. So support them. Go check them out. Go follow them on Instagram and go tell them Fleccas sent you. Another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleccasTalks.com for Bonus Land coming out on Friday. Next episode is Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be a public episode as usual, and then the bonus land will be out simultaneously on FleccasTalks.com. Thank you guys for watching. Tuesday episode, first one in the books. We got it done.
Feels good.
Hope you enjoyed it. 2 a week going forward. See you at the next one.